Hi, my name is Theresia.
And my name is Maria-Teresa Patuzzi, and we are doing this short film for our independent study project.
We're really inspired to do this short film to give you a bit of the Institute's history and also some really interesting insights from our professors and fellow students.
We hope you enjoy it.
My name is Andreas Edges and I teach American history at LMU. I studied history, not American studies, and German. I got a scholarship to go to the United States, and after that American history became one of my major fields.
Mein Name ist Thea Diesner. Ich bin hier die Fachstudienberaterin. Ja, und darüber hinaus bin ich natürlich noch Mitarbeiterin von Professor Benesch, der hier den Lehrstuhl für amerikanische Literaturgeschichte hat.
My name is Klaus Benesch. I'm a professor of American Studies here at Lmu Munich. My scholarly expertise is in the field of course, literary and cultural studies, particularly the 19th century, but also contemporary US. And more recently, I've become increasingly interested in the field of urban studies, urbanism, philosophy of architecture, building and dwelling, how people live.
Ich heiße Michael Hochgeschwender und ich bin Professor für nordamerikanische Kulturgeschichte, empirische Kulturforschung und Kulturanthropologie am Amerika-Institut.
My name is Sascha Püllmann. I'm a lecturer in American Literary History and I've been here since 2007. I was mostly interested in Anglo-Irish literature first, and I spent my year abroad in Dublin and then got into American lit much more on my return. And then I got a job teaching it. So that's how I ended up there.
Ich bin der Florian Kühn, bin 24 Jahre alt und jetzt in meinem 6. Semester American Studies. Ich habe es damals ehrlich gesagt ausgewählt. Ich habe mir die ganzen Studiengänge angeschaut und mich im Endeffekt danach entschieden, wo habe ich das meiste Interesse dran. Ich habe dann nicht sonderlich darauf geachtet, wo jetzt meine Zukunft hinführen würde, weil ich auch damals einfach noch keine Ahnung hatte.
My name is Eline Gamhausen and I study North American Studies in the 6th semester. Got into American Studies and I decided to stay there because I actually liked it more than my first choice.
It was the first institute for American Studies founded in Germany.
American Studies had been around, even at this university, during the 1920s and 30s, but it was a very different field. It was called Amerikakunde. It was not interested in the same things. It was more, a form of ethnological study of the exotic United States.
A lot of German people felt that they didn't really understand the US because they didn't understand or expect how the US could enter the First World War, and they completely misjudged that. And so part of the motivation to do American Studies was to understand America better so that that would never happen again. It was a bit like knowing your enemy. That was intensified during the Nazi regime.
Das Institut war oder ist zu sehen im breiteren Rahmen der amerikanischen Bemühungen um Re-Education und Reorientation.
Along with the America House here in Munich, and both were part of a kind of re-education project for the German people because of its history with the Nazis. It was a very strategic place to do that kind of cultural re-education.
While after the war, there had always been a political mission to teach the United States and what it stands for, democracy.
And it was sponsored by the American government, basically. And a lot of visiting professors were brought in from the States and other places to teach here in Munich.
Diente auch dazu, jüdische Emigranten und zum Teil auch jüdische Remigranten, die wieder nach Deutschland zurückgekommen sind, akademisch zu versorgen. Also diese Verbindung war sehr, sehr wichtig. Aber München war eines der Zentren der amerikanischen Besatzungszone, hatte eine etablierte Universität. Also so viele Universitäten gab es gar nicht, wo man das hätte machen können, neben Berlin. Und dann hat man sich eben für München entschieden.
One attraction of Munich is too that it has the largest group of American historians. So we are by far have the biggest program just focusing on American history of any German university.
Charlotte Lerck, Uwe Lübken, Christoph Mauch, mich, bis zum gewissen Grad Andreas Edges kann man mit dazu nehmen. Also es sind sehr, sehr viele, die hier sehr fortgeschritten im Bereich der amerikanischen Geschichtswissenschaften tätig sind.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
My interest in Kennedy really came when we had visitors from the German Foreign Office who encouraged us to do more in public relations, to go more out of academia. And well, as a historian, I thought, what could one do, and what could one do that might be relevant to people also in Berlin? And I thought, well, maybe an exhibit on John F. Kennedy. And naive and young as I was, just talked to the first museum that came to mind, the German National History Museum. They were interested, and a few years later, I was able to curate a major special exhibit on John F. Kennedy. And ever since, I have been a Kennedy expert.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've been here more than 30 years ago. I was enrolled in the American Studies program here at LMU. I was a research assistant here at LMU and I got my PhD from this institution.
Seit unglaublichen 35 Jahren bin ich jetzt schon hier. Mir gefällt sehr, mit jungen Leuten zusammen zu sein und zusammenzuarbeiten. Es macht mir Spaß, auch zu helfen, Tipps zu geben und darüber hinaus haben wir ein super Team hier. Das heißt, die Arbeitsatmosphäre ist phänomenal. Ich glaube, wir alle arbeiten sehr gerne hier. Deswegen bin ich auch so lange geblieben.
Man kann eigentlich bei jedem anklopfen, auch außerhalb der Öffnungszeiten oder Bürostunden.
And I also have the feeling that if you want to know something, if you're interested in something, want to start researching something, then you can write that person an email and they'll be able to help you in their respective field. And also from instructors that I've had during the course of my studies, I felt very supported too. So if I had questions, it wasn't a question or not if I could come into their office. So I really value that. I think that's something that the Institute really excels at.
Es gibt ja eine Gutachtung durch den Wissenschaftsrat von, glaube ich, 2013, wo wir knapp vor dem John F. Kennedy Institute auf Platz 1 in ganz Deutschland waren.
The Munich program is more along the classical lines in some sense that it has a strong emphasis on literature and culture. And while for a number of reasons we keep that name cultural history, what we are offering now has really widened in many different ways.
Das eine ist, dass es den Schwerpunkt Nordamerika-Studien an nicht sehr vielen Universitäten in Deutschland gibt tatsächlich.
And I think we're still the only ones who offer an MA basically focusing on American history, which no one else can do because they just don't have the number of people being able to teach in that type of program.
We don't just do American literature or American cultural history, so you get a very broad range of aspects of North America, not just the US, but also Canada.
Und dann natürlich von der Literaturgeschichte her die Frage Film Studies, Visual Studies, das was Christoph Decker macht, da sind wir, glaube ich, auch ziemlich mitführend in Deutschland.
American Studies in Munich has been consistently rated one of the strongest programs in Germany. We have a very good library, which is now merging with other libraries in the humanities, but also with the Staatsbibliothek. You basically have every book available that's there, which is only true for very few places in Germany.
Berlin, the JFK, John F. Kennedy Institute, is perhaps the most important one. There was one in Frankfurt, and then there was the Munich America Institute. Now other universities have followed suit and set up their own institutes. There's the Obama Institute at the University of Mainz.
Into really offering from colonial history to the very recent events in American politics.
Also gerade jetzt ist es besonders interessant mit der Situation um Donald Trump. Es wird viel darüber diskutiert und vielleicht ist auch einfach ein falsches Bild von dem Studiengang da, wo viele denken, American Studies ist mehr was, wo wir in die Richtung Amerika verherrlichen, aber wir diskutieren das ja eher, gehen es sehr kritisch an, schauen, was wurde damals richtig gemacht, was wurde falsch gemacht, wie hätte man es besser machen können, wie kann man heute Sachen besser machen, also verschiedene Kurse. Das Angebot ist sehr groß und auch sehr vielfältig. Ich denke, jeder findet so seine Nische, wo er sich perfekt dann drin auskennt.
Die LMU ist eine hervorragende Universität und unser Programm, das fast komplett auf Englisch unterrichtet wird, bietet wie kein anderes, gerade in der amerikanischen Geschichte, eine ungeheure Breite an.
Wir sehen das auch an unserem Masterstudiengang, der eigentlich von Jahr zu Jahr immer mehr Zulauf bekommt, auch von internationalen Studierenden.
I chose this faculty because almost all the courses were in English and I thought that was a good opportunity to learn better English. And was my best choice.
I've also cooperated strongly with the America House. It's a very strong partner both for lectures, for seminars. We have been able with several of our students to organize exhibits there. And so the America House is very open to us, making suggestions for exhibits and offering their venue for free, and so giving students the possibility to make a practical experience.
I worked on the JFK at 100 exhibition in the America House, which was an exhibition about the President John F. Kennedy in honor of his 100th birthday. So you had this other institute that you were working with, which gave you the facilities to show this kind of exhibition in the first place. I was very satisfied with what came out of that and the help that we had, and also the insight that we had how exhibitions like this, for example, at the America House, come to be and what kind of work goes into that.
The thing is, you can do a lot of things with a degree in American Studies. And I like that. But it's just about what you can imagine, where you might be working. But not about this path that is set before you. It limits your own imagination. And I can assure you that people who have studied here, who finished with a degree, they are all working somewhere.
Natürlich sind die Chancen besser, wenn man noch den Master dranhängt. Das ist ganz klar auf dem Arbeitsmarkt. Auch als geisteswissenschaftliches Fach hat man durchaus sehr gute Chancen, auch in der Industrie und in Firmen, die ja hier in München angesiedelt sind. Wir haben also etliche Studenten, die zum Beispiel bei BMW oder Siemens in Kulturinstituten dann Jobs bekommen haben mit unserem Abschluss.
You know, we have wonderful students and we have, great teachers and interesting professors that I absolutely recommend.
I like this institute because this is not always the case, that you feel that people are interested in you and in your studies and your education, and are interested in what you do and what you are interested in personally. And I got that feeling very strongly from the institute. You know, I've heard from other people who have been studying too, and this is not me saying anything about other institutes, but that doesn't always have to be the case.
Meiner Meinung nach ist das eines der besten, aber es ist sehr klein und es macht alles sehr persönlich. Also ich denke, dass man kennt jeden Dozenten persönlich, man kennt die meisten seiner Mitstudenten persönlich. Was doch ein krasser Unterschied zu anderen Studiengängen ist, wie zum Beispiel BWL, was weiß ich, Psychologie, wo du mehrere hundert Studenten hast, du entweder kaum welche davon kennst oder nicht besonders gut, oder auch vor allem die Dozenten nicht kennst, für die du einfach nur eine Nummer bist, eine Matrikelnummer.
It's a very small institute, actually. Not in the sense that we don't have many people teaching, but we have few students. So the student-teacher ratio is an excellent one. You're not just a number, but you're an actual person.
Ja, ich würde ihn auf jeden Fall weiterempfehlen. Wie ich schon gesagt hatte, auch diese Verbundenheit unter den Studenten und mit den Dozenten was Besonderes ist. Jetzt so, vor allem, wo ich mitbekommen habe, dass in den letzten Jahren die Zahl an Neustudierenden zurückgegangen ist, was ich sehr schade finde, denke ich, dass ich es auf jeden Fall weiterempfehlen könnte.
I would say, if you want to dip a toe in studying and see how that is for you, I think this is not a bad place to be in at all. You have people there, the instructors and the professors, who are very capable people.
Ich würde sagen, dass abgesehen von den Mietenpreisen für das Leben in München ein fantastischer Standort für American Studies Forschung ist. Und was es interessant gemacht hat, insbesondere bei jungen Menschen, wir sind, glaube ich, das Fach mit dem höchsten Frauenanteil in den Geisteswissenschaften und das Fach mit dem höchsten Anteil an Nachwuchswissenschaftlern.
Also von daher spricht eigentlich nichts dagegen, in München zu studieren.
Werden wir immer bunter, immer internationaler.